I've been there scrolling through endless listings, staring at sleek renderings that promise the perfect blend of style and support, only to end up with a chair that feels like a cheap plastic seat after the first few hours. It's especially frustrating when the description reads like a brochure, and the reality is a back pain-inducing disappointment. That's why today I'm diving into a real-world look at the Steelcase Think chair, because I want to make sure you don't waste money on a look good but does nothing office chair. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When you're setting up a home office or a small corporate cubicle, the chair you choose becomes the centerpiece of your daily routine. Most budget-oriented chairs rely on a single spring or a basic pneumatic lift, which can feel either too stiff or too soft, depending on how you shift throughout the day. The Think chair tries to solve that by using a weight-activated mechanism that actually responds to the way you sit. In practice, that means if you lean forward to type, the seat cushions a little; if you recline to take a break, the back flexes in harmony with your spine. I've heard from a few colleagues who swapped their old mesh chairs for the Think and said the transition felt like the seat learned their posture within the first week. That's the kind of adaptive support that can reduce the constant readjusting you do with a static chair. The back flexors are another standout feature. They're engineered to track the natural curve of your spine as you move, which is different from the typical one-size-fits-all lumbar pads you see on many mid-range chairs. For someone who spends long stretches drafting documents or leading video calls, that fluid movement can make a noticeable difference. I tested it during a marathon editing session about 9 hours straight, and the back never locked into a single position. It subtly followed the shifts in my weight, keeping the pressure points more evenly distributed. The arms also get a lot of love. They telescope in and out, swing forward and back, pivot, and adjust up and down, so you can find a sweet spot whether you're typing, sketching, or using a drawing tablet. The adjustability feels genuine, not just a series of tiny knobs that barely move. And because Steelcase built this chair with sustainability in mind, the fabric and frame use recycled materials, which is a quiet win for anyone trying to keep a greener office footprint. No product is perfect, and the Think chair has a few practical trade-offs to consider. First, the weight-activated mechanism, while clever, means the chair is a bit heavier out of the box. You'll probably need 2 people to lift it onto a higher desk or into a moving truck. That isn't a deal-breaker for most, but if you frequently rearrange a small space, it could be an annoyance. Second, the gray fabric, though modern, may show wear sooner than leather or high-density mesh if you have pets or a particularly active office environment. The upholstery is replaceable, but the cost of a new cover can add up over time. Lastly, the Think sits in a sweet spot price-wise, higher than entry-level options but below the ultra-premium executive models. If you're on a shoestring budget, you might still find a decent chair for less, but you'll miss out on the adaptive support that the Think offers. It's also worth noting that while the chair supports up to 300 pounds without loss of performance, it doesn't have an extra-wide seat option, so taller users who need a broader seating surface may feel a bit cramped. So, who should actually click Add to Cart? If you're a remote worker who spends 6 or more hours a day at a desk, value a chair that moves with you rather than forces you to move, and appreciate a sustainable product, the Think chair is a solid match. It's also a good pick for teams setting up a collaborative space where you want a professional look without the custom price tag of a fully bespoke chair. On the flip side, if you're a gamer who wants extreme recline angles, a student with a dorm budget, or someone who needs a wider seat for a larger frame, you might want to keep looking. The Think excels in everyday office ergonomics, not in niche performance extremes. All things considered, the Steelcase Think chair delivers what its name promises: a thoughtful, adaptable seating experience that feels right after a few days of use, without forcing you to become a professional ergonomist. If you think this sounds like the kind of chair that could finally let you work through the day without constant readjustment, give it a look. Link is in the description, and that's where you'll find the exact model, price, and ordering options.